I'm here at the headquarters of Anki Drive. They've got a bunch of new things that are launching today. This is Sean Levitano,
Hello.
the lead game designer here at Anki. We've got a lot of fun stuff to look at. We've got 2 new cars, 2 new tracks. We're going to get into that a little bit more later, but what's really exciting is this new play mode that you've launched. Can you tell me what that's all about?
Yeah, so we're really excited. The new sort of spring update that's going out right now is the first time they've really expanded the game modes available in Drive. So when we launched Drive, a lot of users noticed we had a race mode listed that was sort of as coming soon. And now we're actually launching that race mode. So before, where Drive was always a battle-based game, we're now giving the option to also be a race-based game, which a lot of players have really wanted for a long time.
Okay, can you show me what that means, this new race-based game?
Sure. If you want to turn on the new vehicles.
So I just put them down?
Yep. You can just turn them on and then just put them on the track at the starting line. So you can select Hadion, which is the orange car, and then I'll select Corex, which is the new gray car. So the cars will start driving. And
oh no.
So now before, the idea is to try and get, we're going to race to 15 laps. So we'll show you, okay, you're in first place, you're on your first lap. And then with the new track, with the new bottleneck track, you'll see these sort of areas where it gets narrower. Those are areas you have to avoid, because if you hit the walls, it will slow your car down and damage you. So at the same time, you're trying to sort of get ahead, and you can shoot other players, so you still have all your weapons and all your items to slow them down. At the same time, you got to sort of be really good about driving and dodging around the track to sort of avoid those walls and sort of get through the bottleneck, because otherwise it will slow you down and you're going to lose space.
That's why I'm losing.
Yeah.
Okay, and tell me about the technological challenges of creating this new kind of mode. What was different here?
Now that we're tracking where you are on the track on a much more precise level, because we've got to be really precise about who crosses the finish line first, who's in front, who's behind. Before with battle mode, it was mostly where you were in relation to other players. And especially as you can see now on the bottleneck track, we got to really know where you are when you hit those walls. And the car does, the car has different sort of activities and different reactions to where it is on the track. So the precision of where we are and where we measure and how we play has definitely gone up.
And this seems like primarily it's a robotics thing, because there's software and there's hardware here. How does it know, for example, what track that it's on, and when it passed the start line, to know that I'm on the 13th lap? Exactly.
So that was something we spent a lot of time working on. Was before, when we only had one track.
Oh man. Oh geez.
So you can see that I won the race, but you were on the last lap, so you were right behind me. So you almost had it.
I see. Okay.
So that was actually one of the sort of the fundamental problems of robotics, is knowing just sort of where you are in the world. And before, when we only had sort of the track that came with the starter kit, it was a little bit easy because we knew there's only one track. We sort of know where you are when you play the game. Now that we have 3 different tracks to pick from, we don't want players to have to explicitly pick what tracks they're on. So part of the magic of Anki Drive is that you just put the cars on a track and they just go. There's a lot of work and a lot of software and a lot of sort of robotics work going into just sort of, as soon as the cars begin driving, they instantly recognize not just that they're on an Anki Drive track, but exactly which track they are and where they are. So that we know, oh, did you really put your cars in the starting line? Did you sort of cheat one way or the other?
Right, yeah, so there's a lot under the hood, I suppose.
Yes.
Explain to me about these 2 new cars. These are quite different from your existing lineup.
With the new cars, we want to sort of really push like what was sort of possible with the product. And one of the things we really want to focus on was bringing out the personalities of the cars and really give them different feels. So with Hadion, the racing car, we really tried to push on an industrial design level, like how could we make the fastest car possible? How we could design a car that was light and had just the perfect center of gravity, where the actual shape of the plastic and the shape of the shell really mattered. And that's why Hadion is actually the fastest, most nimble physical car that we have in the lineup.
Okay, and that's the orange car, which I had, which I just lost with. So obviously
yes.
It's not all about
It's
physical.
not, yes. It will give you an advantage, but obviously having played the game a lot, I was slightly better with Corex.
Right, so tell me about Corex.
So Corex is the first car that you actually have to unlock as a player. So Corex, we really wanted to sort of experiment with personality and how can we make it feel like the car knows about you as a player and sort of your skill and your accomplishments. So what we did was we said Corex is the first car in the lineup that when you buy it straight out of the box, it's not level 1 like all the other cars. It actually starts at level 5. It has all these upgrades and all these extra weapons sort of already installed on it. And because of that, it requires players to sort of prove to it that they're good enough to sort of control it. It knows that it's being controlled by its players, and it requires players to sort of prove that they're good enough. So to do that, it basically makes you beat it in battle at like a medium AI or better. And so it's the first time where you're sort of saying, no, like it has its personality, you sort of have to tame it. and it sort of knows who you are. And once you've unlocked that, all the Corexes, it sort of recognizes it, and it says, okay, this is somebody that's good enough to control me, versus another player who might be like just starting off. They have to sort of prove that.
Okay, all right, so it's a higher level sort of car. And these 2 new tracks that you're launching, along with these 2 new cars, do I have to buy this stuff in order to get the race mode as an Anki Drive customer?
No, so all of the software updates, the new race mode, the new items, the new weapons, all of that is for free for existing customers. So that's just an app update that's going to go out automatically, and that's available to everyone. So all of the new accessories are totally optional. They're great. They're a lot of fun. They really add to sort of the base of what is Drive and really expands the possibility, but it's not required in any way. Like anybody who owns the starter kit, who maybe purchased it for Christmas, gets all of these updates just in the app.
All right, well, Sean, thank you so much for playing with me and showing me the new stuff.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming in.